What's up, people? Back again for another episode. We'll take this ride down Ancient Road with Professor Han. I want to say his whole name, but every time I even think about trying to say his whole name, I feel like I'm going to mess it up. So we'll just leave it at that. Professor Han is our guide through the ancient religions of the world, also known as paganism. In an earlier episode, he broke down what paganism was. It's a slang term given to lesser religions. For example, Christians may think they're better than other religions outside of Christianity. Not only that, I would dare to say that some Christian sects think they're better than others. You got what? Baptists, Pentecostal, Catholics, a lot of them. I can't name them all. But that being said, let's take a ride with Professor Han back to ancient Greek religions.
Thus is violent. Zeus, god of the thunderbolt, is like Marduk in Jupiter, a sky god. Sky gods were, once upon a time, numerous indeed. Norse Odin, Semitic Baal, Egyptian Ra, Hebrew Yahweh too began his career as a sky god. Supreme sky gods share similar characteristics, which we can summarize. Strongman, patriarch, so to speak, or dictator even, over an unruly clan. In Yahweh's case, he eventually emerged not only as supreme, but solitary. But that's a different story. The theology of the Bronze Age gods of Greece show deep similarities with the much earlier and more remote gods of Mesopotamia.
Yahweh was a name that I wasn't familiar with until the last 10 or 15 years. Within the Christian community, there has been a lot of disagreement. Well, that's not his name, and his name ain't Jesus, and Jesus ain't God, and just a whole bunch of stuff. Whole bunch of stuff. First of all, God is a title. Let's clarify that much. God is a title. I thought about this one day, and it stuck with me ever since. How many of you all go home and call your parents by their first name? What's up, Barbara? What's up, John? How you doing? I'm not feeling so good, so I'm just gonna stay home from school tomorrow. No. No. What's this I hear about you messing up in school? You not paying attention to the teacher? Look, John, what happened was, no. We do not call our parents by their first name unless we are talking to someone else. What's your parents' name? My father's name is John. My mother's name is Joanne. But speaking to them directly, we do not call them by their name. We know their name. We should know their name. But as a sign of respect, we call them mom, father. Even when it comes to other elders, we call them grandpa, grandma, uncle, great uncle, Gigi. So to keep down the confusion, because let's face it, there are multiple languages. So when you translate an ancient language, the words are going to sound different. That's just the way it is. And sometimes things get lost in translation, literally. But if y'all all thinking the same thing, why come we can't just all agree to call the man God? Just call him by his title. Dear God. Now, when speaking to others, then you call him whatever you call him in your native language. Some people call him Yahweh. Some people call him El. In fact, I'll tell you a quick story that I heard, and I believe it's true. If the facts are facting right, then it will be true. Superman and his father, Kal-El, Jor-El, El, Elohim. These are the gods and the Son of God. But it was the Jews who decided to make him a superhero during a time in the United States when things didn't look too good for them. But it was the original Jews in Africa who knew his true name. And the translation, well, let's just say there are those who know way more than me. For instance, Professor Hahn. So instead of me getting off the subject, let's go back down this rabbit hole.
Uranos, sky, begets children with Gaia, earth, but then pushes them back into her womb, causing earth tremendous pain. She thus plots with her son Cronus to overthrow her oppressive consort. Hesiod tells us how it happened.
Mama's baby.
Huge Uranos came bringing night. In his longing he stretched all over Gaia and spread himself out fully. Then Cronus, from his ambush, seized him with his left hand, and with his right hand he held the enormous sickle with its jagged teeth, swung it, and sliced through the genitals of his father.
Ew.
It doesn't stop there. Cronus too becomes tyrannical. Zeus, after enlisting his father's enemies and fighting a 10-year war against the Titans, overthrows Cronus. The result? Just another strongman. In Aeschylus's tragedy Prometheus Bound, Prometheus, who was punished by Zeus for helping human beings, outlines the tyrannical type whom we find so frequently at the head of a divine family. Thanks to my plans, the deep, dark recess of Tartarus contains Cronus, the ancient-born, attended by his allies. Even though he was helped in this way on my initiative, the monarch of the gods has repaid me with toilsome punishments. This affliction is ingrained in dictatorship to put no trust in friends. Zeus may be just, this is what most sources allege, but he is also, in the end, a hot-headed bully whose anger must be avoided, averted, appeased, or suffered, because his power is superior. This brutal concept helps us understand the approach that the sea goddess Thetis takes when, in the Iliad, she appeals to Zeus on behalf of her son Achilles. She found the son of Cronus, Zeus, of the wide resounding voice, sitting apart from all the rest of the gods on the topmost perch of Olympus. She sat before him and held his knees with her left hand, but with her right she grasped his chin, and in supplication spoke to Zeus, the lordly son of Cronus. To grasp the knees with the left arm and to lift the right in supplication was to accept unconditional surrender, to throw oneself upon the mercy of a superior force, to beg. On the battlefield, a warrior might engage in supplication as a last resort to save his life, Thetis abases herself before the supreme authority of Zeus. Why such caution? Zeus is a god who gets angry. And this, for us, my devout students, is a crucial lesson. Zeus is dangerous. If we cannot enlist his aid, a perilous prospect, we should at least not raise his ire. When Hera, Zeus's sister and wife, later asks Zeus about his conference with Thetis, Zeus rebukes her. You wily one, you are always thinking and never do I escape you. Still, you will not be able to accomplish anything. In fact, you will be farther from my heart, which will be a worse situation for you. Sit and be silent and obey my word, for all the gods in Olympus will fail to protect you when I lay my irresistible hands upon you.
Now, how best to translate that? I can't use the words that I really want to use, but I'm assuming it was something like, look here, woman, you better sit your down. I ain't gonna tell you but one more time. Keep it up here. Now, I'm pretty sure she got to get back. I've heard stories. Medusa, and some other chicks, they didn't do right. And, man, Hera and her girls, they woo, you do not want to get on their bad side. But enough of me rambling on. Thanks for coming out. Stay blessed. And I'll talk to you in the next one.